Distinguished Senator Dr. Zhang. Your Excellency, the Senate President, distinguished colleagues, I am Dr. Titus Zhang. I represent the good people of Benue Northwest Senatorial District. Mr. President, I have reason to ask a little question. From the nominee's resume, she is trained as a medical doctor. And people who have chosen medicine from experience are people that have passion for medical care. How come that this nominee has abandoned the medical profession to the banking sector? Thank you. This is the last question you're going to ask. This is the last question you're asking. Distinguished distinguished colleagues, that question is very relevant. That question is very relevant. And Dr. Zam, I would like to know that having spent over 6 years studying medicine, what made her to abandon medicine, to go into, so I'm sure she will be very happy to answer the question. Distinguished Senator Idiot, you have anything to ask? Because we have to be gender sensitive.
Yes, Your Excellency. The Senate President, distinguished colleagues, my name is Idiat Oluwati Adebule. I represent the good people of Lagos West. Yes, the consensus is that you should take a leave of the Senate. But then, looking at your CV, and knowing fully well within me that you have the capacity and the capability and the competence to answer any question whatsoever in your area of study and your profession, I'm going to throw this question to you, knowing fully well you will do justice to it. Peradventure, you are confirmed and you are assigned the Ministry of Trade and Investment. I would like to know, and I'd like you to take note of the fact that on the ease of doing business scale in Nigeria between 2011 to 2019, Nigeria is 131 of the 100 countries that signed up to the ranking. May I ask you, if you have the opportunity, what strategy are you going to adopt to improve, to make Nigeria to improve on the ease of doing business ranking in the world? In Africa, we're 20, and I believe we can do better. Ghana is first in the ranking in the scale, but I think and I believe we can do better if we have somebody that is dedicated and ready to improve on what we have presently. Thank you. Never mind. Don't mind.
Thank you, distinguished Senator Idiot. Just before we give an opportunity to the nominee to, since Senator Plan, is there any question different from what has been asked?
Something, sir. I have something, sir. Can I? Is it granted? the President of the Senate, distinguished colleagues, I am Senator D.K. Plan, Senator representing Plateau Central District. I join my colleagues to congratulate our nominee, and I also join them in appreciating her performances. My little question to her is, although people are saying, suppose you end up with trade and investment, I want to ask that even if you ended up there, for the fact that your background is also in medicine, I hope you will avail yourself to advise any other person handling any ministry, despite the fact that you are specified to a particular ministry, because I see content in you. Secondly, sometimes back, the Primary Healthcare Development Center also agency awarded 774 primary health care centers in all the 774 local government councils. All the projects, particularly the one in my place, there's one in Pushit, there's one in Kadung, all have reached a stage but abandoned. And I think it has economic implication. I pray that as a member, when you are cleared as a member of the cabinet, the relevant ministry should be advised to ensure that these primary health care centers are brought to completion. I hope you will advise. Also having chance now. I also give it chance. Also give it chance.
So, Dr. Karimi, are you still interested in point of order? No. Okay, I've just my question. Finally, is that she's going to answer everything we have asked her. But I don't think my CV is complete. My own paper, maybe because some pages are missing. I haven't seen anything about her family life. I didn't see anything about. I haven't seen anything about her family life. The name of her father, the mother, and the community. I've seen that she's from Uguta, but Uguta is maybe a local government. I'd like you to break it down so I know your family life and the name of your husband, how many children, and the rest of them, please. Yes. So, go ahead.
Thank you, distinguished senators. Let me start by the last question, or with the last question. Okay, permit me to start with the question.
We had agreed before we started, and we are keeping to it.
Okay, so I was born to Mr. and Mrs. Uzoka. My grandfather's name is Ogene. Ogene means a title in Uguta. Ogene John Nnana Uzoka. And my mom is Mrs. Victoria Uzoka and Osobodo in Uguta 2. Osobodo Uguta 2 in Uguta local government area. I I have a lot of children actually, and a lot of them are both biological and non-biological. And I'm responsible for a whole community of people, both children, men and women, and I still feel very honored and happy to be of service to the community. I don't know if you want any other about my biography. Okay. Okay, so let me start with okay. I think also the question about why I left medicine or why I switched from medicine. The question about why I switched from medicine is also related to my biography. Actually, for me, while I was a medical doctor, I did a lot of things. I did surgery, which requires a lot of precision and clarity about what you were doing, diagnosing diseases, preferring solutions, and also preferring, okay, the important ones. The remaining, okay, I think I will answer the primary health care one. I also agree with the distinguished senator that a lot of those projects have been abandoned. For example, in Imo State, we had to carry out the renovation of 305 primary health centers in the 305 wards. I was instrumental to that. I actually was the chairman that drove that renovation. And I agree with you, if I have the opportunity to contribute to the primary healthcare development agency, I would do that. Then the remaining two questions were around trade and investment. Thank you, distinguished colleagues, for suggesting a ministry. To date, I don't really know where I'm going, but permit me to say that if I have the opportunity to be in trade and investment, the first question referred to pricing of factors of production, and the second question was about making it easy for businesses to operate in the country. I agree that the country currently has this difficulty, or difficult business terrain. I saw that in banking, I saw that while I was a commissioner. A lot of these factors are actually within the responsibility of us here, the state government and the federal government. It's not just the responsibility of the Federal Ministry of Trade and Investment. I know that the Office of the Vice President is driving the ease of doing business, is driving the ease of doing business agenda, a project that's being sponsored by the World Bank. And this is to make trading or businesses, to facilitate easy business environment for businesses. There's a whole lot that can be done in easy businesses, and I think that will just dovetail into why the factors of production are very expensive. One, you look at land. If we improve the land reform of each state, because the businesses are within the states, the economy of this country is within the states, and that's the responsibility of the state governors. There should be a deliberate attempt to improve land reform, and most especially automate the process of owning land, owning property, landed properties, and using it for businesses. Currently, we know that if you buy land today and you're waiting for your CFO, it takes a long time. That has to be done. Secondly, the tax reform has to be done. I mean, a lot of governments should also, while the federal government is going on the tax reform and harmonizing taxes or multiplicity of taxes, I think the state governments also need to replicate the same. Then you come to provision of infrastructure, which is largely a responsibility of both the federal and the state government. While the state government is responsible for a lot of the infrastructure, the states need to also be deliberate about providing the right infrastructure to support their MSMEs within those states. Then people, we have to have deliberate effort, or make a deliberate effort to have skilled people, skilled manpower in the right jobs, including improving our quality of education from primary to secondary to tertiary education, technical education. Okay, I'll round up very soon. to financing. Financing is actually the last thing. When you get your business processes right, financing is the last thing. And I think that a lot of intervention or financing intervention that can be provided to MSMEs to improve or to lessen the cost of doing business for them. When all of these are done, okay, so I believe that if we're able to get it right, we will see. Okay, thank you, distinguished senators. Thank you.
Distinguished colleagues, the nominee, you will agree with me, has vast experience in various areas. In the area of medicine, in the area of financing, in the area of human capital development, in the area of management, or in fact governance. Senator Patrick Ndubweze had pointed out that she was not only a commissioner in Imo State, that she was also supervising 12 other ministries, which makes it very clear that she is very vast she's very experienced in governance. So we must commend the President for the choices that have appeared here today, because they are not only well educated, they are also well experienced in various fields. I believe that those who suggested trade and investment for you, maybe are just thinking in their minds that they would like to see you there to promote trade and investment in Nigeria. But it is the work and the job of the President to allocate portfolios to his ministers. So don't go home thinking that you are going to trade and investment. Just believe that it's the President who will give you where he best thinks that you will contribute your quota most, for the benefit of Nigerians. Is it the view of the Senate that this nominee should now take leave of the Senate? Those who are in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. You will now take leave of the Senate.